want none! You don't want none!
What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? It is your favorite North Carolinian, Russ, the Tar Heel, and this off-the-cuff huddle, I guess you could call it, man. I just want to talk about a recent hot-button topic. It's National Signing Day. Coach Mack Brown alluded to, I guess now it's about 3 weeks later, Dave Doeren'ds' comments post UNC-NC State, what he said to his players in the locker room. And I just wanted to touch on that real quick. I guess some people haven't already heard my take on this, and I just want to go ahead and preface it with this. I'm not going to be sticking up for Mack Brown, and I'm not going to be sticking up for Dave Doeren in this, okay? I am a fan, obviously, of the North Carolina Tar Heels, all right? But I want to come to this with not a biased approach. I'm coming to you as a man, all right? And I'm going to tell you what I think about this. Now, I'm a former athlete. I never played college ball. I played high school. I was a 2-time honorable mention and 1-time all-conference safety at a small private school in North Carolina. And I was also an all-conference shortstop at the same school, all right? So I was an athlete, all right? I played sports, but my sports career ended after high school. So I kind of know a little bit about what goes on inside of locker rooms, how coaches talk to their athletes. And I understand that 2023 is different than the early 2000s when I played high school. But I am who I am, and I'm not going to change. I don't change with the times, because that's just not how I'm built. All right, I am who I am. I'm Russ the Tar Heel, and I'm not going to change. My team's not going to change. My stance on things is not going to change, unless obviously you give me a compelling reason why I need to change said stance. Now, about Dave Doeren's comments, okay? If you haven't heard already, and let me just go ahead and say this too. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of Carolina fans. I've already seen some on some of the message boards and some other people giving their 2 cents about Dave Doeren and his comments. And Carolina fans are just like, well, then I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore because we don't agree. It's okay if we disagree. All right? We can disagree and we can still be friends. All right? As long as, there's no character flaws, there's no morality issues, anything like that, we can disagree about a topic and still be friends. So, don't be so quick to, go either way. All right? I'm not defending Mack Brown and I'm not defending Dave Doeren. All right? I'm just coming to you as a man, Russ the Tar Heel. And I'm going to tell you what I think about his comments, okay? So, like I said, I'm coming at this from a fan's perspective and as a former athlete's perspective. Now, if you haven't heard already, after NC State smashed North Carolina, okay, Dave Doeren went into his locker room and he said something along the lines of, and I'm paraphrasing, but this is basically the statement that he made. It's been 1,400 and something days since those pieces of shit over there beat us. That's what he said. And so what has come to light, if you will, is this notion that Dave Doeren was calling the North Carolina players pieces of shit. Now, I can understand why somebody would, off the jump, think that that's what was transpiring. Do I think that Dave Doeren thinks that, the 115 whatever players that are on the practice squad, walk-ons, scholarship athletes, do I think that Dave Doeren really walks around every day and he thinks that those guys are pieces of shit? No, I don't, okay? I don't at all. Just like I don't think that the NC State players are pieces of shit. That's not what I believe. Taking the context of what he's saying, that's not what I believe that he was trying to convey, okay? What Dave Doeren was, and I hate this because it sounds like I'm sticking up for this guy. Listen to me, I hate NC State. I despise them. I am a Tar Heel through and through, all right? But I'm not just gonna jump on the bandwagon, okay, because that's the easy thing to do. I'm not a bandwagon guy, okay? I'm gonna give it to you exactly how I see it. Now, if something else comes to light, then I will happily change said stance. But Mack Brown brought up in his press conference that he didn't mention him by name, and he didn't even mention the school. But anybody familiar with the situation knows what he's talking about. He's talking about Dave Doeren'ds talking to his players in the locker room after NC State beat Carolina. And he said, that this is 3 weeks after the fact, and he said that, Dave Doeren'ds called all those players pieces of shit, and that their parents and said players didn't appreciate it. And Mack Brown said he apologized to the kids for that, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I had one of the players for Carolina, their parents, allegedly, I don't know, they said that they were their parents, and they left me a long stinking comment because, I had pointed out that their kid was playing out of position in one of my videos, and that he was targeted as a weak spot on the defense. And they didn't like that, and they took it as that I was targeting that kid, personally. And I wasn't. We're talking about in the context of football, and I alluded to the fact that he was playing out of position. And I also alluded to the fact that what he was attempting to do was honorable, but if you're the weak spot, you're the weak spot. And in the heat of battle, when we're talking about athletics, man, okay? This is why it's so important to have the context. You can't just read in life, okay? When people report things, you cannot just read a statement, one single sentence, and you say, oh my goodness, I can't believe they said that. It is so imperative for you to do research and get the context. And sometimes people are going to say things that you say, maybe I wouldn't have said that per se. But at the same time, you need to be reasonable. That's just my personal opinion on it. If Mack Brown said the same thing about, NC State after he beat them, which he hasn't in 3 years, then I would have said the same thing that I said in my video talking about Dave Doeren's statements. I like the fact that there's a rival aspect to this. I like the fact that we don't like each other. Okay, and I believe personally that the context of what Dave Doeren's was saying is he was talking about the school. He's talking about his rival. He's not talking about the kids per se. He's not individually pointing at each individual kid and saying, hey, you're a piece of shit. No, he's talking about the school. He's talking about his rival. And in that context, I don't have a problem with what he said. Now, once again, we don't have to agree. All right? We don't have to agree. It's okay. You can have your opinion and I have my opinion. Okay? But I'm an athlete. And I've had people say those kind of things to me. And you know what I did? I used it as ammunition. I didn't feel sorry for myself. I didn't go tell my mom and dad, I'm just built different. That's just how we're built, man. I'm from Fayetteville. Okay? The people that I grew up around, we don't get really caught up in our emotions, man. I that's the best way to put it, okay? As long as you don't put your hands on me, I really don't care what you say about me personally. It's water off my back, But I don't even think that he was attacking each one of these kids personally. He's attacking the school. And in that context, I don't have any problem with what he said, okay? So if you do, then okay. Mack Brown obviously did, and that's his prerogative. But once again, what I would say from a personal point of view is that I believe that in and of itself is the problem. The problem is that opposed to, either saying, hey, that's not even true about me, so what do I care about what you say? The only reason that it hurts is because you allow it to hurt. You know what I'm saying? What if Carolina goes to NC State next year and they end up whooping their ass and he gets to the podium and he says, hey, who's the POS now? See, that's how you handle this situation. That's how you handle it. You don't get all emotional about somebody calling you something. Let's just say that he was personally attacking them, okay? I'm not going to devote my time and my energy at fixing some guy's comments. It's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to devote my time and energy to beating that guy so that he can't say that anymore. And then I can get to that podium and I can say, hey, who's the POS now? That's what I'm going to do. And I think that that's where the energy and focus should be on. And I'm going to be honest with you, man, the fact that this comes to light 3 weeks after the fact, I put a video about, talking about Dave Doeren'ds' comments literally, 2.5 weeks ago, because I thought that it was something that needed to be addressed then, And I told you my stance on it has not changed at all. I thought it was great because I got it in context. That is the context. He's talking about his rival. He's talking about his school. And I don't have any problem if Carolina says that about State. And I don't have any problem if State says that about Carolina. This is football, man. It's football, okay? It's not politics. It's not badminton. It's not the men's golf club. It's football. Okay, we're talking about guys putting pads on and attempting to make each other unconscious. All right? If you've never played football before, that's what you're trying to do. And it's not that you're trying to hurt people, but the goal is to make sure that people understand that you're here. Okay? That's what football is about, man. That's what football is about. It is a hard-nosed sport. And if you look at the history of football, the reason that it was even developed as a game per se was to mimic war. And a lot of people don't like that. They're like, oh, well, that can't possibly be right. No, it is a form of getting aggression out that is built up in every red-blooded American. Man, that's why guys play it. That's why we love it. That's why we like to watch it. That's what it is. And like I said, you may not agree with my take on this, but like I've told you from the beginning, I'm going to shoot you straight. And if you so decide, hey, I can't support you anymore, then, it's no sweat off my back at the end of the day, man. It's really not, okay? Because I do this because I enjoy doing this. And, I'm proud to be from North Carolina. So this is what I would encourage you to do, whether you agree with me or you don't agree with me, okay? Go back and listen to what Dave Doeren'ds said. And I want you to put your NC State bias aside. Trust me, I hate them. I despise them. And I'm talking about within the context of athletics. Do I really despise Dave Doeren'ds as a person? No, I don't. And I don't despise any NC State player as a person. But when they put that uniform on, it's different. It's different, bro. It's different. And that's how it is supposed to be. That's what makes it fun. But if I saw Dave Doeren'ds out here struggling or something, I would look, man, I would help him, okay? Because he's a human being. I don't have any issue necessarily with him as a person, unless he's being a jerk to me, obviously, okay? Or any NC State football player out here that was struggling, they needed my help, I would go and help them. Because now we're not talking about within the context of sports. We're talking about being people and human beings. So you say, why do you not have a problem with what was said? Because I'm looking at it from the context of he's not talking about the individual kids, okay? If he was talking about the individual kids, I would say, yeah, that's not cool, dude. But am I going to lose sleep over it? Let's just say that I'm on the UNC football team. Am I like, oh, man, I personally, I got to go talk to somebody about this because I'm hurt. No, I'm not. I'm personally not. Now, look, I'm also coming up from the perspective of this, man, all right? I was in the Army for 7 years. I know all about being yelled at and called names, okay? My profession right now, okay? People don't like me. It's no sweat off my back, man, all right? Some people like me, a lot of people like me. But there are people who don't like me, and they call me all kinds of names. And sometimes while I'm in the middle of trying to help them, it's no sweat off my back, man, because I don't get hurt by words. So, I think that's it's a characteristic that my father instilled into me. And I'm very happy for that because things that seem to bother other people, they don't bother me. I actually don't understand why, people get offended by them. But that's just my personal opinion, man. That's just the life that I've lived those are my experiences in this world. And, you know, I got more important things to worry about than whether or not you think I'm a piece of shit or not. It's water off my back, bro. So, I mean, that's my 2 cents, man. Like I said, some of you may disagree. That's fine. Still love you, bro. There's no hard feelings. You know, there's no reason that me and you can't chop it up and be friends. That's just my take on it, all right? And, you know, if you want to actually get to the nitty-gritty of it, I think that North Carolina as a program in the context of football could use a little bit more of that disdain, you know, towards that program in said football. Now, if Dave Doeren'ds comes out and he says, hey, listen, I was specifically talking about each one of those kids, then yeah, I got an issue with it. But I'm still not stinking losing sleep over it, guys. So anyway, let me know down in the comment sections what you think, man. Let me know if you agree or disagree. It's okay either way. I understand, man. And if a couple of the subscribers go down, hey, bro, I get it. You know, I'm going to still wake up in the morning and go and do my job. And I'm still going to go to sleep at night. And I won't stink a bat an eye, man, because it's my opinion. All right, so anyway, Tar Heel Nation, I love you guys, man, and I'll catch you on the next one, baby.